I've decided to make this its own video because I feel like this is a important enough event in the community to talk about. And as you guys probably know, Green Bullet recently placed at number 6 on the demon list, and we'll talk about Green Bullet at the end of the video, but what people have mostly been focusing on is, as you can see, Zodiac is no longer in the top 150. It's finally been pushed to Legacy, a bit later than we thought because Goober Rage stage got lowered a bit, but yeah, that is pretty much a very historic event for the community. I'm sure you already know the impact Zodiac has had on the list and what it is. Of course, this was a top 1 level for the time, the next top 1 for the demon list after Bloodlust, originally verified by Xander, but he hacked the level. So actually, Technical was the real verifier of the level. Crimson Planet was actually a technical top 1 at this point because since Zodiac got hacked for a day before it switched to technical as the new verifier, you could technically consider Crimson Planet the hardest level. In fact, it should have been top 1 long before then because this was verified way before Zodiac was, but it just never got rated. So that is a pretty interesting story, but I'm sure most of you already knew that. Of course, this was verified by Technical, a very popular person. Even today in the community, he's still around and beating some really hard stuff. He beat Deimos 2 days ago, actually. And you can see that he made a remembering video 47 minutes ago as of recording for Zodiac. It is a good 4 minutes long, so I'm not going to play the whole thing here, but you can get what it is. It's basically just a goodbye video, a send-off for Zodiac, quite literally here. I'll read off some stuff from the official Demon List server. There's a couple messages here. First one is from Xander, saying, after 7.5 years and over 1,000 victors, Zodiac has finally departed from the Demon List. Admittedly, at the time of its release, I did not have a grasp on the extent of its difficulty. Looking back, it's clear that Zodiac paved the way for a new era of top-level play after Bloodlust. A lot has changed since then. Top players would spend months on the hardest levels, and there were very few contenders. One thing I'll never forget with Zodiac, however, is the excitement surrounding community progress on that level. I will always have fond memories of watching Technical verify and the month following Ozzy, Minecrafted, and Rory spending months grinding the level together, only for them to end up beating it in the same week to become the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th victors. After all these years, it's amazing to see so many players continuing to challenge themselves with Zodiac as a hardest. In the end though, none of this would have occurred, nor would Zodiac have remained rated if not for Technical. If not for his determination and perseverance, there may well be nothing to say right now. Thank you all for an amazing 7.5 years. Excited to see what lies ahead. And we have a message here in the community server for the Demon List saying, July 26th, after over 7 years, Zodiac has fallen into the Legacy list after reaching 1,000 victors a day prior. And we can see here that only 5 levels have ever done this on the Demon List. That shows how much of an impact Zodiac had. Especially considering how hard it is now, the fact that it's still able to get over 1,000 victors is crazy. In fact, you may know that my hardest is Zodiac. I beat it 9 months ago as a new hardest, and to this day, it still is, despite me having like 8 different list demons in 2 or 3 runs. Took me 180,000 attempts to beat. I'm one of those 1,000 people, and I can't believe that something this hard is Legacy now. When I joined the game, Bloodlust was the top 1. However, when I actually found out about the Demon List and was kind of actually in the GD community and not just playing Light and the spin-offs and the main levels, Zodiac was the number 1 level. This was the level I thought was the absolute limit of the game that would never get passed. And here we are, years later, I've beaten it, and it's in Legacy. It's crazy to think about. The next level that is top 1 that will fall out is Tartarus, which currently sits very high up at 98 on the list. I mean, technically it's the golden, but it was only top 1 for a few months and then it got reverted, and it's been like that ever since. So whatever one you think. They're still a decent bit away. And as for Green Bullet, we can see here the reason for its placement at 6 is a player with progress who is also beating Nullscapes claimed to find Green Bullet far harder than Nullscapes, and then the verifier also said that it should be placed right below Tidal Wave, hence his current placement. Personally, I really thought this would end up being above Tidal Wave. I mean, it's still got top 5 in the title even, but, you know, fair enough. Obviously, I'm nowhere near the skill to play this, and no one really has yet, so we have to wait and see. The current list percent is 68, but it also means that the bloop is one of the shortest lasting top 10s of all time. I don't know if it is. I'm sure there's a level that's placed at 10 and then immediately got kicked out. I have no clue. If you want to enlighten me on what that is, go ahead, but it is at least one of the shortest lasting top 10s. And yeah, not much more to say here. I thought I might as well comment on this because this is a historic day for the community. It's usually a big event when a level falls to Legacy that was top 1, and Zodiac is one of the more important ones in the community. So I feel like I needed to make this video, but thanks for watching all the way through, and peace.